The weather is still doing what it's supposed to be doing every single day. So I'm loving it.
I know.
Yeah.
Najua utaipenda hii weather.
Yesterday people walked into the office with in sweatpants. It's like, hey, is it that they woke up and they didn't
shower?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, Winnie.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. In studio, we have Winfred Muthina. She is a counselling psychologist. And today being a Thursday, of course, we talk about matters mental health. And there's a research here, a study, Winnie, that states that, let me just get it. Simu inafanya ile kitu.
Imeshafanya.
What it's not supposed to be doing. Yeah.
Shakwa hii yangu ama.
Shakwa ya Salim.
Njoni kwangu mlio na shida ndogo ndogo.
Awe pasta wewe. Stop it. Okay, anyway, there's a study that shows that nearly 50% of men aged between 18 to 25 have never asked a woman out in person on a date. Like they've just never done it. Yes. And you find that the same ladies of the same age bracket would really want this men to just make a move, approach and
take them out
on a date. But the men don't do it. I'll start with, why do we feel like, why are people scared?
This brings out a very sensitive topic called rejection.
Yes.
And everybody experiences rejection, and maybe throughout their life. Here or there, they may experience rejection. But we say the response of rejection may vary. Some may respond pro-socially and others may respond anti-socially. That is, some may seek help and to mend the bonds. But there are others who are going to shy off and they are going to assume the position of being rejected all the time. So when it comes to rejection, maybe we can start by defining what is rejection. Rejection can be defined as the act of pushing someone or something away. So if someone is pushed away, they may feel comfortable staying at their comfort zone or at their cocoons. And maybe for these guys, maybe they approach a lady in some days and they were rejected, even maybe when they were young. They were pushed away and they experienced rejection, maybe from the family, a friend, or even a romantic partner in the past. They may feel like they need not to make another move. Why? Because being rejected is very painful and they may wish to stay like that. Because what if I make this move? I love this lady. She looks outstanding. But she's a lady just like the other lady who disappointed me. So what if I make the move and the lady rejects me, and now even the relationship, the casual relationship that we are having, it's destroyed. What if I get hurt again? What if my ego is also affected? So there are some people who will wish to stay just like that. We'll be just good friends. I want to take you out, but I'm afraid of making that first move because of the experiences that I've made in the past. Because for sure, rejection is very painful.
Should then if the guys are scared and a lady, for the ladies, at times you look at a man and you feel like, okay, I like that guy. You see gone and you say, okay, I like that guy. Should now the lady be the one to make the move?
So traditionally, it is the men to make the move. Traditionally, it is the men to make the move. Why? Because they will be the head of the family. They are the providers. They are the ones generally to make the first move.
But they're not making the move.
It is because of the issues they are having.
So now what do we do? Do we all stay single?
We cannot stay single. They need to overcome they need to overcome rejection.
Yes.
The first thing, with the people who have been rejected, they want to be they are pity parties. They just want you to have to show mercy upon them. They will keep on crying. Oh yeah, they are the oh yes guys. Oh yeah, my parents died. Oh yeah, I lost my job. Oh yeah. We need to bring them out of that oh yeah. we need to show them empathy apart from sympathy. Let them come out of that cocoon. It happened in the past, and you cannot change your past, but you can change your future. And your past is not supposed to determine your future.
Yeah.
So we should bring them out of there. If they are saying, oh yeah, my father died. He died and he cannot resurrect. What are you doing about your life? Because you are responsible of your life. So we need to bring them to a point of them being responsible. They should be responsible of their now life, not of their past that happened. They were rejected then. Maybe they were rejected by Winnie, but Lynn is ready to receive them.
Yes.
So let them not see Lynn as Winnie.
So how can they work through the process of overcoming rejection so that they may develop enough courage to approach Lynn if Winnie rejected them?
So what usually happens because of the past rejection,
Yes.
they don't have their self-worth.
Okay.
Anajiona afai, anajiona duni, anajiona mtu wa kukataliwa, mwanaume ambaye akona kasoro. But that is just a perception. So what they need to do, it is to deal with the perception, the negative impact that it is in their life.
Yeah.
How they see them. The emotion, their connotation of the world, because there is a way they are perceived the world. Dunia ya kunikata, ya kuniona duni. Maybe I'm short, that's why they don't like me, because most of the ladies, that is now according to, maybe he was rejected by Winnie, and Winnie was married by American height guy with a six-pack, and they are short. So they will form a image that because I'm short,
Yeah.
Na kitambi.
because I'm short, because I'm not that six-pack,
Yes.
I may not be pleasing to another lady.
Yeah.
It is not like that. In psychology, we talk of the dignity of a person, and the dignity of each person is unique. And that's why even if we are identical twins, we are going to be different. We are not just going to be like the other person. We may look alike in the physique, but the behavior, the taste, and other things are going to be different because we are different.
You know, when you're talking about it, I'm thinking, so when a man makes a move, right, and I say no, and I'm saying no because probably he doesn't tick my boxes, or he's just not the kind of person that I want to be with, right? That's me saying no, right? Now, to the other person, it shouldn't mean that he is less of him. Does that make sense? Because now I'm choosing based on my preference.
Yeah.
That doesn't make you less of a human being.
My dear, you need to understand where people are coming from.
Yeah.
And most of the issues that we are experiencing, they are coming from childhood.
Okay.
Because as a child grows up, the words that comes from the parents, they are very crucial. And the teachers. Most of our parents don't affirm us. Bona ulipata 20, wenzako akipata 100.
Yeah.
You will hear even some people saying, niliuza ngombe nikasomesha ngombe. So this child, imagine the way you are affecting the child's ego. And they are being rejected from the person who matters a lot. The person who is key to them. Because even if maybe my mom told me I'm beautiful, even if you are going to tell me that I'm not beautiful, it doesn't matter, because the person who matters a lot told me that I'm beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm fearfully and wonderfully made.
Yeah.
If when I was coming from my house, my husband told me, you're looking nice, baby.
Yeah.
So even if you tell me I'm not looking nice, you don't matter. Who are you to tell me that I'm not looking nice?
Exactly.
And the person who matters has already affirmed.
Niangalia mimi
Yes,
sasa.
it does.
Has already affirmed. So even if they tell me I'm not looking good, the voice that matters to me already
said
gave
it.
me that blue tick.
Yes.
So I don't care.
Yeah.
So the same case applies to these young ones, as even as we were growing up. There is a age that is very crucial. That is 4 to 14 years. That is where people form their perception, their personality.
Yeah.
So you find that maybe you are being brought up by your stepmama, and they used to tell you are good for nothing. They didn't affirm anything that you did. So that one will put you in a box that you will be feeling that I'm not enough.
Yeah.
I'm not up the game. And if people don't come out of that, and it is your personal responsibility. It is not about what is happening to you.
Yes.
You have a responsibility of your life. If I tell you are good for nothing, you are supposed in your mind to tell yourself that I am, and that is the fact, entitled to my opinion. And that is my opinion.
Good.
Labda nina makengeza sikuoni vizuri, alafu na kuhitaji sura. Sasa wewe ukishikana na mimi na ni makengeza ndio yanafanya nisikuone vizuri, na uanze kujiona jisura. What the hell are you creating out of yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
So we have to be very careful, especially with the self esteem.
Yeah.
Because most of the time it is brought down if you are not affirmed. So stand tall.
Okay.
Give yourself a positive self-talk.
Yeah.
Go to the mirror. Tell yourself you are beautiful. We don't have to tell you. And by the time you are coming, you will hear it with your eyes. And you are talking to yourself when you are seeing yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
So self-talk, especially on the mirror. And that's why I recommend every person should have a big mirror in their house, whereby they should talk with that mirror what they want to hear, even if we are not going to tell you that.
Okay. So, Winnie.
Yes.
Mimi swali langu la hapa, kuna kitu hapo umetaja traditions. Hizi traditions zimekuweko since kutoka kitambo. That ni mwanamume ambaye atatongoza. Mwanamke sehemu kubwa anasubiri atongozwe. Kwa nini tusideal na hizi traditions, to deal na mtu ili tumtoe kwenye mazingira ya kukataliwa? Si to deal na hizi traditions kwamba wakati umefika sasa, anybody can approach anyone. Is it possible tukideal na traditions za kwamba ni mwanaume ndio approach mwanamke?
So I'm imagining
yes.
This man has issues with self-esteem.
Yes.
Yeah.
This man is rejected.
Yes.
And he is feeling that he has been rejected and the world doesn't love him. So if I go and approach him, he may accept. But when we'll have a small issue, he will just go back to his cocoon. Hata siku kutongoza ulijibandika kwangu, you know. And that's why we usually say a person, in fact, even if you are getting married to someone of your love, you need to understand their background. Where are they coming from?
Yes.
Have they experienced rejection? Yes. And how have they overcome that rejection? Because what usually happens, if I go through some rejection, we may be relating with each other, but you may harm me more. And that's why we are having a lot of families that are having violence in their families. Because maybe the moment you behave in a certain way, you are behaving like the way my stepmother behaved. And now you are going to abuse me. That is now what comes in my mind.
Yes.
And I'm ready with my defense mechanism to protect myself. So we need also to heal from the rejection. You need to understand what you have gone through in life and how it has affected you. Because we usually say what you are going through doesn't matter. The biggest problem is the interpretation of the same. How have I interpreted it?
Yeah. I think what I'm getting is also that one needs to work on themselves.
Very good.
And a lot of work needs to be done. And even for somebody to build that confidence to go and approach the next person, you need to, self-esteem plays a big role. And how do we work through building a good self-esteem? You know, where if somebody rejects me, if Gona says no, that doesn't make me less of a human being. I think what we struggle with is that if Gona tells me no, you know, the woman I want to be with, I start to feel like I'm inadequate. There's something that I'm lacking.
Yes,
you know, that I'm trying to fix something to suit Gona.
What if you are too good for them?
Exactly.
So generally what we need to deal with, it is our self-esteem.
Yeah.
Self-esteem is the value that we put on ourselves.
Yeah.
And we need to understand it. For example, you need to know that you are a good broadcaster. We don't have to tell you that. You need to know you are beautiful. And you understand that with capital letters.
Yes.
Whether we tell you what or not. So generally, we need to understand our value. We need to respect ourselves. We need to treat ourselves with respect. Because also we have self-rejection, whereby you reject yourself. Unajiona wewe mwenyewe hautoshi mboga. And that's why you find also sometimes when you take a lady out, you want to marry them, they ask you, why me? Oh, wasichana wengi wazuri hivyo umeniona mimi. Because you feel you are not enough. You are even rejecting yourself. You are feeling, why me? And also when you will be relating, you are not going to be relating from the same energy. Because unaona hautoshi. Why me?
Self-rejection, that's heavy.
It's heavy and it's terrible.
Yeah.
Tukiwa pale kwa ile research na report ambao iko, kuna wale kina sisi ambao tukiona hivi tunajua kabisa huyu ndio yule, lakini tukikaribia hivi mdomo unajaa mate na mawe, mdomo ndio nakataa kufunguka hata kabla tukataliwe.
Ni roho roho imejaa unyonge, kukosa kujiamini.
Mwambie.
Add value. And one way of dealing with low self-esteem, it is for adding value to your life. If I reject you today, go and add value. Don't go say, oh yeah, oh yeah. Add value to yourself, more value, and you'll be more confident, and you'll also give yourself, your esteem is going to come high. Study harder, present yourself well, try again. Remember you failed in maths sometimes back, but you went back and did it again. Remember in campus there are some people who failed in some modules, but they didn't stop it there. They had to get that degree, so they did that receipt and they made sure they got it right. They even took maybe extra tuition. So do extra tuition to your life of adding value to your life, and understand your value.
I'll give you an example. One of us, you know, there was a beautiful lady, and I think this guy liked the lady, but you know, the lady was so close to him, and we thought that this person would make a move, but they didn't make a move, right? And we would just hear this person say, I really like this person, and we kept on saying, why don't you approach the lady?
Fear of rejection. They better stay like that than being rejected, and that simple relationship that they end, it ends up. So it's better we just be close. As much as I admire wanting to take you to another level, I'm afraid.
Does that come from now because you spoke about self-rejection? It's where I feel like I'm not enough, I'm inadequate. How does it look like? What are some of the things that I would do, that I would normally do, that would show that I'm rejecting me?
So before we respond to that, there is this question, what if? Just try it. You either get yes or no. So don't just be there ukijaa mate mdomoni.
Hiyo no unajua,
sema ikutoke.
Ukipewa hiyo no unajua vile inakuhit.
No, even if you have been hit, you are not the first person to be hit.
Thank you.
And maybe that was not the person who was with you. Or maybe they have just said that for you to go and sharpen your tools and come again.
Okay.
So hapo ndo nauliza nao, umesema nenda ukaongeze ubora kiasi fulani. So nikishaenda nikiongeza ubora, is it advisable now nirudi pale kwa Miriam? Ameniambia no, alafu sasa mimi nimeenda nikajipiga mahesabu nini, nikajikusanya, alafu nikaona sasa hapa kuna kitu kimeongezeka. Is it right nirudi tu kwa yule mtu mwenye alini reject?
I'm a lady. And what usually happens, even the first time when my husband came to approach me, I was very tough on him. And I told him no. But persistence. If you persist, you will get your answer.
I said this thing yesterday.
You need to persist. Some men even are afraid of trying the first time. I remember, by the way, we quarreled, and I asked him, all the time when you are coming close to me, you are seeing a wife. I'm not ready to be married. I have my life to live. And I don't have that program. But 26 years down the line, I'm with him.
Yeah.
Kwa
hiyo umesema consistency is key hapa.
It is a mother.
At times when she says no the first time, she might have not been interested initially, but then people grow on you when you keep on interacting with them, and you keep trying.
And the ladies don't say yes for the first time.
Okay.
You will still say no even if you are meaning yes sometimes.
Now we know.
Kwa hivyo huwa sio rejection.
Wewe ndio una reject.
Winnie, let's look at self-rejection. This is something that at times I don't think we do it consciously. I don't think we do it knowingly. What are some of the things that we do that show that we don't love ourselves and we are devaluing who we are?
So, for example, the person who is experiencing rejection, the first time they don't have value on themselves. They give themselves a low self-esteem. Number two, they compare themselves with the people. And they find themselves wanting. Ni wao wenyewe kwa mizani yao. You see? They find themselves wanting. The other thing, they develop a negative energy. And even if you are working with them, it's very difficult. You may even ask someone, I forgot the password. What is the password? And the answer they are going to give you, you are going to be shocked. What's wrong with so and so? So majorly people don't value themselves, and most of the time if they don't value themselves, they will also want to bring you to their level, to degrade you, wakumonde. So that you may feel that negative energy that they are having. So and most of the time when we are rejecting ourselves, we are not even aware. We become very bitter. We become very bitter. And now you will see, when you see us laughing, you feel that we are laughing at you. And you are the one who has built a wall that we cannot reach here. And you feel like we are the people who don't love you. And because you have experienced that in the past, you will have a difficult time even at the place of work. You will find maybe you are the senior person in this office, but you may even resign because you feel we don't love you. And it is you who don't love yourself. You are built a wall that we cannot even reach at you. You dress very smartly, we can't tell you that you are smart. Why? Because we are afraid we are taking care of ourselves. Because maybe if I tell you you are smart, you maybe unaweza nipatia kombora ambalo litanitatiza siku nzima. So kaa na usmartness wako. And you know the greatest need of any human being, it's to be loved. So you will be missing that need.
Yeah, we love
to
compliments.
be given chance to love. We are not going to give you chance to love us because you are having a negative energy. You are not, and you will be wanting. So you find that you will resign even in a good job whereby people love you, but you don't experience that love because you have been rejected before. You have built a wall of a negative energy, and we are really suffering, and you are also suffering. And you go and we are celebrating, and we have lost a good deal, and you have also lost a good business or a good career just because you did not deal with rejection.
Yeah.
And we see rejection everywhere.
Yeah, rejection is everywhere. We see rejection in our workplaces. We see rejection in relationships. But can we look at now I want to look at people who are in a relationship. When you're dating somebody, there are things that they do that might boost your esteem, but then the things that your partner might do that might also might bring it down. What are some of the things that people in relationships do that bring down their partner's energy?
So even before we talk about what people do to bring other people down, there are some people who can be brought down, and there are some people who can never be brought down.
Okay.
If I can give an example of Joseph of the Bible, forgive me for using the Bible, and allow me to use it.
Yeah.
So Joseph in the Bible was rejected by his brothers. They sold him. He's experiencing some rejection, and that rejection that he experienced, if he did not deal with it well, when he went to Potiphar's wife, Potiphar's wife wanted to sleep with Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph could have slept with the Potiphar's wife, at least to have some consolation, at least to have someone who is not rejecting him. So most of the time, if we are not careful, because of rejection, we may make the wrong mistakes. Maybe Joseph could have slept with that lady, and she would have just become a slave who is a friend to Potiphar's wife. But because he refused that, he didn't fear to be rejected more. He was also taken to jail. And also when he went to jail, the people who interpreted their dreams, they also forgot him. He suffered a series of rejection. And if we could have given in to that rejection, he could not have become a prime minister. So what am I trying to say? Rejection, sometimes it may push you to the right direction if you are positive on your side, if you are ready to deal with it. For example, you may lose a job, and when you lose a job, you may even go back to college, work on yourself, and maybe you are sacked in this radio station, you go and open yours, and it becomes the best in Central and Eastern African. Why? Because you are rejected. But there are some people, if you are sacked at the place of work, you will go there, oh yeah, I was sacked, oh yeah, and forever you will be saying, oh yeah, oh yeah.
We start a pity party.
You start a pity party.
Yeah.
And most of the people who are having those pity parties, they need people who can also celebrate them and give them a place to sympathize with them. You don't need sympathy in this world. Yeah. You need empathy for you to move forward.
So what if Salim is my partner and he's always throwing a pity party?
You need to tell him to grow up.
Okay.
Yeah. You should not keep on telling you, mamangu alikuwa, so what? So many people have lost their mother. I was rejected, so what? I was also rejected, but that is in the past. And also your rejection, Salim, is in the past. It is not in the present. We are talking of the present.
No.
In counseling, we talk about here and now. If you want to live a happy life, focus on here and now.
Yeah.
Like now we are talking about rejection. Let us focus on talking about rejection. Not Salim thinking nimeacha bibi nyumbani, sijui ako na nani na tulikuwa tumekosana. Labda jirani anamnyemelea. No. Focus on here and now.
Nimeacha bibi
jirani was just chilling.
Na kuna jirani pia ako live.
Hiyo sasa
So if your partner it's having rejection or pity parties,
yes,
you need to tell him, you need to face him squarely, and give him empathy. Don't sympathize with him. So what?
Now?
I was raped. So what? It is in the past. Grow that. Let us focus on now. What are we doing about it?
Yeah.
What are you doing about your life? Ulifutwa kwa hivyo ukufe
katika kumweleza, unamweleza vipi? Kwa sababu unajua hao watu wa namna hiyo, yani atalia tu, yani kivyovote, yani yajiweka hiyo level. The best way sasa ya
unaweza mtoa mwambie ilitokea halafu you are a very strong person, you have outgrown it. Now don't even talk about it. Let us focus on this.
Yeah.
Sasa hapo kweli kuna mashaka. Hapa hizi stories za rejection inakaa ni mbaya sana, because hatutakani kuonyesha sympathy, ni tuonyeshe empathy. Mtu anaweza akajipata mahali ambapo kwamba hafai kuweko. For example, zinaitwaje hizi vitu? Hizi za watu wanaekwa gondo wafanye ni rehabilitation. Yeah. Through rejection unaweza ukajipata huko. Mtu anaweza jipata huko mpaka tuna.
If you feel you are rejected,
yes,
and you want to overcome it, we have counselors. If you feel it is too heavy to you, go and be given counseling, a professional counseling. And they are going to help you to come out of that. Because as we know, we have emotional rejection. We have so many rejections. We have emotional rejection, we have interpersonal rejection, and also there is that rejection whereby you are rejecting yourself. So when you seek help, and for example, if you are having a friend who you are feeling like rejection is too heavy on them, you can advise them to seek counseling. That's why we have those professions. So when you are talking about finding yourself to high rehab, it is whereby most of the time when people are rejected, they usually give in their will to the will of their peers. Unataka kufanya vitu fresh watu. Kama tunavuta bangi na wewe ukuje uvute. Utaki bangi lakini unavuta kwa sababu tunavuta. Na unataka ukue kama sisi. And that is where peer pressure comes in.
Yeah.
A rejected person will want to please their peers, because they don't want also their peer to reject them. I have been rejected at home. I was rejected by my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Now I want to fit in. And it is terrible.
You
lose your own identity.
Yeah.
Yeah. You lose what you had to experience.
Yeah.
And most of the time, the great people are the ones who experience rejection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because most of the people cannot withstand your power. So they reject you. And if you are not careful, now you end in their cocoon. They are rejecting you to lose what you are supposed to be having.
And then not to make you fit in.
Yeah. You will feel that you don't fit in. And when you feel like you don't fit in, there are a lot of issues. You may like to be like them. And when you want to be like them, it will be a problem, because now you will not become the person that you are supposed to become.
Could you break
you
down?
are going to become a photocopy.
Could you break down the different types of rejection? Because we have talked about self-rejection, how it looks like.
So
what else do we have?
We have self-rejection, that one we've mentioned.
Yeah.
Then we also have emotional rejection. It is feeling a person experience when they are disappointed about not achieving something they desire. You may miss whatever you desired. So you will feel that emotional rejection. It is commonly experienced in the quest for emotional relationships, such as among romantic couples, in social groups, and also group setting, and even in the professional world. If you don't achieve what you are supposed to achieve, you may feel emotional rejection.
And to overcome that, what do you do?
So let us first talk about the other type of emotion. Then we have interpersonal rejection ranks among the most potent and distressing event that people may experience: rejection by the loved one. A romantic relationship, isolation, stigmatization, job termination, and other kinds of rejection have the power to compromise the quality of a person's life. So your quality.
No, that is on interpersonal.
When you are relating with others. Yes. So it has the power to compromise the quality of the person's life. The life that you are supposed to live, the person you are supposed to become, can be compromised by that. We are saying as a result, people are highly motivated to avoid social rejection, and indeed, much human behavior appears to be designed to avoid such experience. And that behavior now, because you are fearing to be rejected, it is now when you are going to enter in the box of the other people. Are you getting it? Yeah, because you don't want to be rejected. We are saying, what are the effects now of the emotional, whatever you had asked, of emotions, the rejection on emotions? The act of rejection can make a person experience or undergo certain drop of the positive emotion. All of a sudden, we knew Lynn was outgoing. She could give you that smile. But now there is drop. You just wonder, we get another Lynn because of the rejection. And this displays... this is displayed as something ranging from the verge of disappointment, sadness, depression, anxiety, phobia behavior, among other things. You start having a behavior that you are not having just because you have been rejected.
Winnie, let me take you back. Let me take you back to rejection by a loved one.
Yeah.
And I think this is something that especially... Does this manifest in relationships when you're in a relationship with somebody or a loved one? Could it be a friend or a parent?
Yeah. As when we were starting, we talked about parents.
Yeah.
If your parents reject you, that one, you have to be very intentional to come out of it. Because as we said, from 4 to 14 years, it is when you form your personality, you form your perception of the world, among other things. So if I've been rejected by my parent, that one brings a lot of issues. And that's why you find, like, for example, a person feels that they are wanting. They are not up the game. They are weak people. Because now, the person who was supposed to affirm them, like, for example, if you reject my child and I have affirmed that child, your rejection is not going to affect him so much. You have told him he's not good. My mom told me, and my mom matters. I am good. I am handsome. I will make it in life. The voice that will be echoing to him so much, and that will have weight, it is that voice of me, the loved one, the mother. And sometimes we find that there are some people, like there is a lady who used to be very outspoken. He was very outgoing, and he was also very good in his school. When he got married, I think the man who got married to him, that is my assumption, he had gone through a lot of rejection. So the man tried to intimidating the lady. And now the lady became so cool, he doesn't speak, and she has become a yes person. And she is no longer outgoing. What has happened? He has been affected by that because he expected love from the guy, and maybe his self-esteem depended so much on the husband. And now as the husband has told him that you are good for nothing, you are positioned in a jikoni. Even the lady was working, and the husband said, I don't want you to work. And the lady, even sometimes the husband refuses the lady from going to church, and they are church people. Le Wendy. And the lady is, it's okay, and he's just there. I don't know.
How do you snap out of that?
Like, if it is for you need to stand your ground. When I got married, I didn't lose my dignity. When I got married, I didn't lose my career. When I got married, the personality that I had should not be affected. If anything, that husband should hold me firm and help me to grow. But most of the people, we said, when they were dating, they didn't speak about anything. They were just there admiring the figures, the fingernails, the clothes that person is wearing, instead of taking the data and the planning what we will do. So I think when you pursue your career, when you stand your ground, it can help.
Okay.
And also to speak for yourself. Maybe the lady is just, it's okay. You need to speak. What about myself?
And
no, this is not what I wanted.
Lazima ubembeleze mahaba jameni. Mahaba ni yapenda.
Mahaba, it's two-way traffic, it's not one-way traffic. Yeah.
Okay.
So you are not the mahaba. The mahaba is between the two of you, not one way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So nakupembeleza ni side zote.
No.
It takes two to tango, remember?
I remember that word
Yeah.
last time. Okay, so kuna hili swali la Miriam lenye ameuliza hapa. Hiyo huyo mfano mwenye umetoa huo wenye umetoa huyo mama mwenye alikuwa mwenyewe ni outgoing sijui nini
Yes.
na nini, but eventually akakuwa chenye amekuwa.
You don't have to lose yourself in marriage. Yeah. Because that person was attracted by me the way I was. That positive energy, that outgoing. So the lady needs counseling.
But if the lady goes for counseling and the husband still stays the same with the same character, that's why earlier on I asked, what are some of the things that we do, that people do in relationships that tend to bring their partner's esteem down? The things we say, the things we do, right? If I'm married to this person and all he ever does is say very negative things or things that make me they don't boost my energy. If I go for counseling and then I come back, I'm still interacting with the same guy with the same mind.
You will be empowered to speak for yourself, because most of the time you are not speaking for yourself.
Okay.
You are just there. If I'm told I'm stupid, yes, I'm stupid. No, you will stand your grounds. You tell him you are not stupid, you never married a stupid person, and this is this. And you will speak for what you are feeling. Some people don't even speak about what they are feeling.
Yeah.
They are just there, like a cabbage. Ukiweka cabbage pale kwa kona, itaozea hapo, hata iinuki. And it should not be like that. We are human beings, and our dignity is unique.
All right. Thank you so much.
Cabbage.
Ooh, we are looking at rejection, and I think we've tackled pretty much every bit of it.
Yes.
Did you forget something, Winfred?
So generally when we are talking about rejection, we have to be very careful, because most of the time when people are operating under the fear of rejection, people will display no assertiveness. Assertiveness is standing for your rights, but not acting the rights for the others. They do not speak up. Those are the people who are experiencing fear of rejection. You are also fearing, maybe like that friend of mine is also fearing to be rejected by their partner. They don't speak up for themselves, and they let others speak for them, and it is very bad because of the fear of rejection. They lack the courage most of the time to function different from others. You just want to do what others are doing, even if it is not right, even if they don't enjoy whatever that behavior or whatever they are doing. And that's why when people are being rejected and they go through peer pressure, they just comply. They just do whatever their peers are doing, because they don't want to be rejected more, because already they have been rejected in the past.
All right. So to be able to get through, to deal with rejection, you've said that one needs to work on themselves, and they need to also find ways to boost their self-esteem, right?
Yeah.
What's the other way to work through rejection?
So the other way we have said it is to add value on your life and know who you are.
Yeah.
Stand for your right. Be assertive. Say no when no it's needed.
Yeah.
Don't just be used like an object. You are not an object. And also, apart from that, know that you matter. Yeah. And the other thing you can use, we call it Gestalt theory. You can focus on here and now.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't focus on what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
What can I do about it? What are the potentials? What are the skills that you are having? I should not help you because of rejection. Let me help you because you have this skill.
Yeah.
And you want to develop the skill. Don't come to me with oye. Come to me with what you have developed, what you can do about your life. Your life has not been snatched from you. It is just an occurrence that happened. Remember, for when a child is growing up, at first when they start making the first step, they usually fall down. If we become oye, they will never walk.
True.
And the mothers are very careful on that. They even sing a song, Kasimama peke yake. And that boy has stood and fallen down. But mothers don't focus on falling down. Don't focus on what happened. Don't focus on the rejection that you underwent. Focus on the next step. And when the baby makes another step, we clap for the baby. So clap for yourself. You may not have someone to clap for you. You today you stayed well. You also appreciated other people. Because people, when are rejected, they don't appreciate other people. And when you appreciate us, we will appreciate you tomorrow. And now your self-esteem is going to rise. Talk to the mirror about yourself, how fearful you are. Appreciate every step, even the mild step, even the baby steps. Today you came to work early and you usually come late. Celebrate yourself. Don't wait for us to celebrate yourself. Tell yourself, hi Lynn, today I came early. I was the first person in the office. And if it's possible, speak it out. Even if we don't celebrate you, but you will hear it and celebrate yourself.
Yeah.
So appreciate yourself. Work more on yourself. See the positive things that you have done. And it is good to have a journal. You write the good things that you are doing. Yesterday I appreciated someone. Yesterday I did this. My program was very good. Go and listen to yourself all the time and appreciate yourself. And you will find yourself growing and coming out of the box that you have been put by some people, and it is going to work with you. And for example, if you have really gone through rejection, just seek help. Help.
Thank you so much. We've been speaking to Winfred Muthina. She is a counseling psychologist. Thank you so much for making time. And I believe kila mtu tukitoka hapa, we are stopping the pity party. No woye woye.
Kasimama
It's
dede.
not part of it.